everybody. This is your girl, Brittany, and welcome back to another episode of
Let Us Sip. It's your girl, Kaloni.
Sophie's in the building. The building, man. The building. I'm here.
And you're squished between two guests.
Oh my gosh. Every time I actually thought being in a mix in between two guys, it wasn't like this, but hey, in life you gotta get in where you're fitting, right?
I got mad jokes, but I'm gonna try to contain them. So, introduce yourself, fellas. Who do we have?
It's the infamous MA, if y'all don't know. Original Riot Squad representative, actually Riot Squad General, if y'all already know.
All right.
And I'm Stack Bundles official. I run the Stack page. My real name is Mario, and I'm here.
What up?
Hey, nice to have you guys.
Hey,
So
thank you.
y'all heard the sounds, y'all hear. We got the drink in front. So this episode, we're going to pay homage to the late, great Stack Bundles. When this episode comes out, It will be on his, I hate to say anniversary of his death, but how many years has it been?
Shit, what is it, 2007?
So we're at 14.
Ooh, I'm
20,
old. That's when I graduated high school.
13, 14.
I was running late that day and I had to take the van to Jamaica. And I remember driving past Redfern and seeing all like the fire. And it didn't dawn on me that it was actually Stack Bundles. And it was a sad day. Just say that.
Crazy.
Big time.
Seemed like yesterday, but
Yeah, literally. I'm like 14. Like, whoa.
Right. So we don't want to get too low. This episode is going to be a positive episode. Unfortunately, our brother is not here with us, but in his memory, we are going to go ahead and start with the sip of the week. If this is your first time listening, throughout the conversation, we're going to pick a word. And when you hear the word, we want y'all to say,
squad up.
There you go. We want y'all to drink.
Squad up.
So, the name of the drink is Squad Up. So, when you hear that, y'all need to drink. Let's go ahead.
Hey.
Come on.
Squad up.
Squad up.
Shit.
But y'all let them know what it is, though.
That's your job.
For those who don't know, this drink right here is a little bit of iced tea. You know the little iced tea from the Chinese stores? Go get one of those, only $1. Get you some Henny. Get you some Patron. Put like half a cup of Henny, half a cup of Patron, about 2 cups of Chinese iced tea. Give a little mix around. But you got to sit.
Yeah.
You can't just go ahead and guzzle this. You can't guzzle this.
It look like a body.
It's a demon.
But guarantee within a half an hour, you're going to be squatting up.
Word.
And you gotta keep in mind here, Frank is, he's out of the whole matrix. It's not $1 anymore, folks. The fucking iced tea is like $3. So make sure it is. You have 4 chicken wings is like $7 by itself, not a rice, not a fry. We're at fucking $7 here. So
Squad
make
up.
sure.
Right. There we go. There we go.
It's inflation.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Fucking highway robbery is what it is. At the Kaloni.
I'll be like, could y'all niggas just give me 2? They're like, we don't do 2. What type of shit is this? When this was $4, I used to pay $2 for 2. What you mean? This thing's $7. I can't
In
get
the
2.
hood for chicken wing and french fries, it was a $2 holler.
Right.
I used to be in that bitch faithfully.
Exactly. Especially on them days when the money was tight or your mother was out and all you could find in the house was $2.
When you was outside, you going to the Chinese
Going
restaurant.
in the couch cushions. and shit.
Exactly. Shit. If you had a couch.
If you had a
Yeah, right. Some of us have futons.
Hell yeah, shit. So
There was no cushion.
And at that time, sandwiches and rolls was like $5. So you was definitely out the running for that shit.
$5 used to get you a long way at the corner store. You get a beef patty in Arizona.
you can survive a
Right.
$5.
Yeah,
You
a
ask
scratch
all the
off,
hustlers
you might get
for
lucky.
$1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always use the last $1 for the scratch off.
Scratch
you know?
off. I love it.
Wow. So what we like to do with our guests is play a game. So this week's game is called What's on Your Mind?
Right.
So I'm going to say a word and you're going to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. All right, guys?
Let's do it.
For both of y'all.
For
All
both
right.
of you.
First word is community.
Together.
Money.
Hey.
They're good, because I said dick.
Yeah, I was like,
Community dick. Okay, go
That's
ahead.
episode 68 if y'all don't know.
Watch it. I should get a little closer.
Shit. All right, for the love of Sophie, not this episode. It's coming. It's coming.
that's coming. We can have another
Right.
man on there.
Right. Speaking of getting close to lust.
Love.
Envy.
Lust and envy. Freedom.
Money.
Jail.
Beautiful.
Life.
Woman.
Hoe.
Hoe like a hoe?
Like a hoe.
Bad.
Nah, hoes need love too, man.
Not from me.
Not from me.
Oh.
Bundle.
Stack.
Stack.
Weave.
Right. Honesty.
Loyalty.
Damn, jeez.
Don't be taking my answer.
You said honesty?
Uh-huh.
Friends.
Yeah.
Bond.
Oh, damn, my nigga.
Come on. Bail.
Friendship.
Trust.
Love.
Red.
Blood.
Blue.
Lips.
Kiss.
Stick.
Oh, Cuffy.
It's like they get
I
comfortable
mean-
with it. Huh?
If you would have asked him if you would say lips a couple years ago back, and you would not say kiss, my nigga.
Remember change.
Oh my God.
It be dick.
Goodness. Like,
In my former
What's
life.
your answer for lips?
golly.
Come on, man. My
Dick again?
There you go. I'm happy it is you know.
Last one. Squad. There you go. Take a sip.
All right, so we got you guys, both of you guys on here, and I just want to introduce the world into who you guys are. So Frank, we're going to kick it off with you. You were one time on Instagram or one of these platforms as Stack Best Friend. In case of listen, pay attention to the songs. He done shout him out. You might not know him now because he got on a little bucket in the bald head, but the Dreadmon that you used to see on
Dreadmon
Stack
King.
all the fucking time.
Hey, Sophy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
The boogeyman.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that's MA here. So how is it that you and I know y'all been down for a couple of years. You can tell the people how long y'all been friends for, and how did y'all meet?
Shit, we've been friends. Well, it's a little story. So, Stack brother and my brother's god brothers. But so before that, we were from Reference Project. So our parents hung out together. But when we was about 9, 10, Stack danced and I danced, but we wasn't friends. So my cousin and his cousin was hanging together, and they was talking to some shit, and they was like, well, my cousin danced. She said, my cousin danced. So they called both of us downstairs to battle. So we wanted to battle each other.
Who won?
Ooh.
Of course I did, but I won, cool. But we both was doing the same moves. Know what I mean? So we wound up not speaking after that. Then it was a girl in the projects, and it was my girlfriend at the time. But I was like the fly dude on this side of projects, and Stack was the fly on the other side of projects. So he wound up talking to my girl, which was my best friend at the time, cousin. So they came back amping me up to my, yo, Raekwon messing with your girlfriend, he messed with your girlfriend. So my stupid ass go up
Fell
to
for
the
it.
front store, Frankie's like, yo, Raekwon, you trying to mess with my girlfriend? No, it's my girl. He like, man, I ain't fighting over the girl. I'm like, you gonna fight me? You gonna fight me? So, mind you, we about 9, 10. So he and Frankie's buying stuff. So I'm waiting across the street like, we gonna fight. So he come out the store, we roaming in the grass and shit.
They really fought.
Yeah, we really fought over.
made him fight.
I'm
Why?
like, that's my girl. So, no lie, like 11 months later, his little brother birthday party, which is my brother, god brother, we both there, and we both sitting in our corners not talking. Like, what's our problem? And we like, we don't like each other. we had a fight. Like, y'all fought over a girl? So his pops came. He's like, you know what? Y'all go to the store get some ice cream. Y'all better come back friends. So we both walked out the store. Walked out the house. You play basketball? I'm like, yeah, play basketball. He's like, well, I play for Reference Center. I said, I play for the Junior Knicks in PAL. So we started talking from there. After that, we came back. He started talking about, yo, you heard of Inwood? I ain't never been to Inwood. That's in back of Reference. He like, yeah. So he like, yo, call me in Inwood. We gonna lie to the girls and say your name Naquan and I'm Raekwon. And ever since then, we've been stuck together ever since then. So it's like, it was destined for us to be friends. But as a kid, you know, he had his own set of friends, I own set of friends. So we got like 10 years old. And we wound up meeting together anyway at a birthday party or something. We just started clicking. He had braids, I had braids. And we was like fucking Chris Cross, because Cross came out that time.
Yeah.
So Ducks,
telling your age.
The Mighty Duck jerseys and the swishy pants and all that
He
shit.
said Chris Cross.
And we was just 10 town up. Talking about Raekwon and Naquan.
Wow. That's
Right. So
dope.
if it is that y'all then don't follow the Stack page, you can YouTube it. MA here has some moves. Stack has some moves. There's on Apollo and all types of stuff like it is like that. He done got married a couple years ago. Okay, oh man, you still got it.
And he paid for that
Hold on,
shit too.
wasn't you guys in Diddy's video?
It was
What?
Buster.
Bad Boy.
The More Money, More Problems.
More
We
money,
had a
more
little
problem with the
feature.
shiny outfits.
We
Shiny
was in
Superman?
702. That's that we was really in. 702 video.
Okay.
No doubt. And we danced for the All Stars Talent Show Network. In 90s, we was the best group in 96 in New York City.
Nice.
We won the city.
So,
tough.
so at the end of the show, I need you to do a move.
Who do you got the Bengay?
If it's kicking in,
I got to take a bomb.
He
you
got.
might get the dance move.
Oh,
He did
shit
a sip a
now.
little more. He said squad up too. So
Yeah.
squad
There we
up.
go.
Oh shit now.
Who gonna drive the ship?
Now, as far as this, of course, is you. What's his best friend from the younger years? What was your role in Stack life and his career as being an artist?
My role. All right. So,
Because I used to be in spots and stuff. I would never. I rarely seen him.
You like the Phantom?
Right.
So Stack was my Phantom because I never seen Stack ever.
Like
ever,
I
ever.
see, the
'Cause
Riot
I
Squad. I
didn't
used to
like-
see Bino all the time.
yeah.
He was his club
I
friend.
was there, but I didn't like the spotlight. So it was like, you be the star. I'm going to hold you down because somebody got to... I'm like, you rapping about all this shit. We got to be on point. So you have fun and let me be on point and make sure we good. So I always paid the backside. And I ain't had no problem doing that. So that's why you might have sold me. I ain't speak much.
He was
'cause
on Millie.
There wasn't nothing to talk about. I'm trying to make sure he good at the end of the day.
Or you had a bitch with you. Like, leave him alone. You got a girl. You got your former life.
Come on, I needed some company. So I'm
Your
the nigga
former
that
life.
bring sand to the beach. You in the club, I got my bitch.
Ain't
with
shit
me.
changed.
My bitch with me. I don't gotta try to get her. I got mine.
True
But,
indeed.
for the most part, when it came to funding and finance, we was doing a couple things and I was in charge of that. Know what I mean? Then we went from that to when he got serious in the game, he's like, yo, I want you to be my road manager. He like, we get money, we got to give the money keeping the family. So he gave me the role to be the road manager. And I started doing that like probably the year before he passed. Because that's when he started the show, started getting booked and everything like that. So I started road managing him. And basically, with any decision financially, we discussed together. So it was like a group effort between me and him, how we're going to do this. Because with him, Stack wasn't a selfish person. If he got $1, we spent that 50 cents. Mm-hmm. So everything was discussed. And same with me. Like, I was into cooking. I said, I'm going to be a chef. I own a restaurant. So he's like, all right, I'm going to get this rap money. Get you a restaurant. I'm a rap. We're going to be good. So it's always we doing what we got to do for each other. So I held him down in any aspect, was the streets, whatever. That was my brother. Now I hold him down.
Word up.
So that was my role.
Brothers.
So
brothers
now,
keeper.
Mario, we're going to get into what it is that you do. You feel what I'm saying? Where is it that you from? Let the people know. And also, how do you fit into the Stack Bundle story and the whole role you are doing since it is that he passed away? Because he going to tell you his story, but you took over my spot.
Was that what you
Yeah,
was
that's
doing?
what I was doing.
I don't know.
Do you get head? Well, let the people know if you get headaches, because I was getting headaches.
I get
There's a
headaches,
lot
yeah.
of politics of Stack Bundles. Go ahead, you got the mic.
I'm sort of like a phantom too, in a way, because nobody knows who. People ask all the time, "Yo, who runs this page?" And I I never tell them, you know, my real page. I never tell them who I am, what I do. I just say it don't.
Show the love.
It don't matter because it's not, the page is not about me. It's about Stack. So I wasn't even on Instagram really like that until, and I got into Stack late. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't on Stack like that back in the day either. My brother is a super Stack fan. He always told me, you gotta listen, you gotta listen, you gotta listen, you gotta listen. And I just, you know, you just pay no mind to certain things. And
I was the same way.
I had moved to Florida, and I hated the radio down there. Cause they play like all that down south shit, and it's not my vibe.
It's not a good vibe at all.
It's not my vibe. So that's when I was like, yo, send me some Stack shit, you know? And he started sending me, and I got hooked, like, quick. It was crazy.
You remember what year that was?
2014.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Well, similar, because I never really listened to the music. I heard the name, but never really got a chance to associate both.
Right.
So randomly, when me and him started messing with each other, I ended up with an iPod. Fucking random as hell.
That white one?
So
No,
this
it
is
was
like,
a little blue one.
This is like, we're going to call this a throwback.
Yes, throwback. Yes, throwback. So I ended up just listening to the iPod because I'm like, what's on it? And it was the one that didn't have no screens and nothing. And just so happened, it was an iPod full of Stack. And I listened to it. He used to live in Philly, so I used to ride the bus from New York to Philly. And I ended up listening to it from Philly to New York. And I'm like, yo, how did I miss this? And I'm not, you know, I'm selective about my hip hop or whatever. But like, the shit that he was saying and the stories that he told, it was just like, wow. And then like, what's so crazy is how he kind of basically described what was going to happen to him if he was ever to pass away.
He was very,
and that shit was
prophetic.
eerie.
He was very prophetic, and I got hooked, and that's right around the time that the Library of a Rock Star dropped the all 500-600 songs. And when I tell you, I listened to every single song for weeks and kept listening for maybe a year or 2 years after that. I ended up moving back to New York, got in the elevator union, and I moved back to New York. And I started an Instagram. I had an Instagram page, and now I'm like, people saying, oh, there's unreleased music. There's no documentary. There's no real page for him. There's nothing going on for Stack. There was I Am Stack Bundles page.
That's the one that me and Sophy actually.
Right. So what had happened was, so I was following the page and just paying attention, but then you guys turned over ownership of that page. Right. And through extreme negligence, that page became defunct and inactive. Right. So now there's no landing ground and no source for Stack fans. And nobody feeding anybody. And me, you know, I know people are going to be like, you wasn't there back in the... And I don't care about none of that, because I've done more for Stack in the last 7 years than any one of these bozos that be talking shit on Instagram has ever done in their life. So even though it's not about who did it first, it's about who did it right. So when I came in and I'm like, all right, yo, what's going on with this page? Why is nothing going on? And then I start hitting MA and I start hitting Space and Mega. Me and Mega are like brothers now, you know? And we start talking, I start asking questions, what's going on? And you know, the answers were vague. And then through the other kids with Far Rockstar, they were putting me on to information that they already knew and they were already privy to. And that's when I just start talking mad shit. I'm not kidding. Because I didn't do this social media Instagram thing, so I'm who I am. So on the internet is who I am. Like, so I can't say that. Nah, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say. Because if we need to have a conversation in person, I'm down for that. So I'm hitting all kinds of people, talking all kinds of shit. Yo, you ain't do nothing for Stack. You ain't shit. You ain't the... Some people got real mad. And
What up?
All right then. Politics and stack bundles. That should have been the goddamn phrase to page.
Shit, that's the
But
fucking title. The politics.
I didn't hold back. I didn't hold back. I even, they had to check me on a couple of things like, yo, you gotta chill.
Yeah, a few stuff I say, no, we don't operate like that. Whatever.
Yeah, they're not.
But for the most part, I ain't gonna lie, he kept it real, and the line of communication was always open. That's what I respect about him.
Right.
If I felt something was done out of character, out of Stack's character, because it's never about me and my feelings, out of Stack's character, what he would have done. I'm like, Jesus wouldn't have did that, so I'm gonna fall back or take that down. But other than that, he reached out to me like, Jesus, okay if I do this? And that's what I respected, and I gave him the sanction to go ahead, keep doing what you're doing, because I don't have the time to do it or patience. Right. That shit was draining me physically and mentally.
Right. And that's why I said that I was the one that was doing. That's why I asked him, well, are you getting that's why I used to call it, I got a stack bundles headache. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was like so much and it was overwhelming. But like Frank said, shout out to you because you interact with everybody to make sure, would this make sense? Right. A lot of niggas was just did whatever it is that they did. They wouldn't care about whatever they did. You all hit and they just what it did. But you actually do the stuff it is that makes sense.
Yeah, so, it was, so I wanted to make sure, like, I wasn't going to start a page for Stack and then, like, not hit you about it and not, like, get an okay or
reach out to the proper channels.
Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, that's your man. Like, of course, I'm like, yo, I'm going to start the page. I'm going to start running it. The other page is not working. I'm going to just start a page, see what happens. And what happened? The page is doing really good.
Right.
So, people showing a lot of love to the page and... I kept running it, and through running that page is when Stack's father reached out and wanted to meet with me and sit down with me and talk with me. And then I learned a few other different aspects about how there's people are separated within this.
The dysfunction.
The dysfunction within the Stack.
Politics of Stack bundles.
Because then things begin to make sense of why shit has never happened. Because nobody's on the same page.
Right, and it dealt with reality of it, a lot of male ego, and that's really was the thing of it all. It had nothing to do with women. It had nothing to do with money. It was just more the ego aspect. Like, I got this, so what you gonna be willing to do for this? All right, I got this too. This is my man. What you gonna be willing to do with this? And me and Frank, we done been through a million things for Stack. Man, please, it done had me at a meeting. Him being the late far Rockaway nigga it is that he is.
It's just far away. It's not that he wanted to be late.
Right, you niggas know you gotta take the goddamn.
Like, one thing I gotta say about this girl Sophy is like, whatever I said I needed, she got it done. And when it came to somebody offering something, she's willing and ready to sign her name down. It's like,
absolutely,
I have a whole totally different respect for her because, like anybody else is gonna do that.
Absolutely, because it is that I was fortunate enough to be there with him. You feel what I'm saying? I seen Stack in the studio 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, even when it is that whoever was recording for him, they'd stop doing that. He was there by himself. So I visually seen what it is that he was trying to go through. It don't have nothing to do with money, nothing. That's why it is that I could not get a coin for Stack from day one to now. I used to send niggas shit out. I used to send his shit back out like in 2019. I was like, nigga, this nigga hard. Like the person that used to record it used to send it to me. I used to be sending it out to random people. Let me tell you about an artist that's popping. Stack bundles. Here you go.
Brought up.
And I will always to the dying day that we have. So let's get into Stack personal life. There's a couple of questions it is that people want to know. Does Stack have any kids?
No kids.
There's rumors, but
there's rumors, but I'm sure no kids, no possibles. Unless it's in Miami or something. New York.
Listen, if this one here was of age,
he'll be having a black and Filipino baby somewhere.
You know what's so crazy is that the first time I seen him, I was with somebody else, right? Here I come seeing this light-skinned nigga coming out the project, hair just flowing. I'm like, the fuck? Now keep in mind, I was with somebody I was dealing with at that particular time. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? He a light-skinned, hair just flowing. What the fuck? He like, Sophy, you're from Jamaica, Queens. These far Rockaway niggas, they'll run laps on you. I'm like, okay, but who is this nigga? I gotta plug him in with somebody. I'm like, fine, we intact and I got somebody for it.
Growing up, I ain't gonna lie, Stack was pretty much like the fucking Biggie, Tupac of Far Rockaway. Like,
Absolutely.
if you didn't know his rhymes, you didn't know, but he was like the Phantom. Like, I used to listen to all his music, never seen him. One day, I was helping my mother move out of Nordak. Now, if you know Far Rockaway, Nordak, the doors be locked. You gotta have a buzzer to get up in that
I'm
bitch,
confused
okay?
because Bino lived in Nordak. And
That was the building her mother
that was
lived
the
in.
building my mother lived in.
You probably didn't recognize him, but you saw him.
No, let me tell you this.
You saw
Listen
him.
to the story, because I knew who he was, but he was like a phantom. So my mother said, go downstairs, throw out the trash. And the door, I had a rock. Somebody kicked the rock out. Okay, and my ass was locked out for a good 30 minutes in the fucking wintertime, okay? You see somebody come out with a big-ass chinchilla, flip his head back, and I was like, thank you so much, man. Like, I was like, this nigga saved my life. I was damn near about to freeze. Like, it was late, too.
I wish we could have zoomed in on that shit.
No lies. Stack Bundle saved my life, because in Far Rockaway, it gets cold. It's about the negatives.
Who you
And I had like just my PJs on real quick to bring it downstairs. He's like, "What you doing outside?" It was like a real quick conversation. I was like, "You saved my life." He was like, "Thank you, Ma. You good?" I was like, "Wow," but yeah.
All right, so as it is, we're
Crazy.
talking about him, the music life of Stack. We started a project. Dun dun dun. MA, you got the floor. It's called Hip Hop Savior. Why that thing got pulled down off iTunes? Because you gotta keep in mind, you can tell your story and I'll tell the background
Greed.
of it. So
Squad up.
we
Greed.
Squad up.
oh, here we go.
Greed.
We ain't gonna go too much into it.
We don't have to go too much, but
was-
that'll
But
just sum it
we
up.
had
you know,
something
that's-
going on. I had ran into somebody. Everyone still to this day, still to this fucking day, they know what it is that Stack brought to the table, and that's why he's like a timeless classic, because the shit he rap about today, the brand
relevant.
names he rap about today, niggas is just starting to get on to Porsche. The
Right.
only black person it is besides Stack that I know that actually did a Porsche was Darryl from Clue and Darryl. And Darryl told me the only reason he wanted a Porsche because that's every white man's
Yep.
dream.
And that's why Stack wanted the Porsche.
Right.
Yep.
So it was a different type of a thing it is that they had going on. So we tried the iTunes thing. I had to, like I said, Frank and fucking Space, they was late like 15 hours. And here I am at the fucking place. I got my titties out. They
I
like,
ain't gonna
they
lie,
smart.
I said, Sophy, show the titties.
And the guy's like,
We're gonna get the deal. Show the titties.
dude is like, he's like, they smart because it is, they got you here and you got the titties. I'm like, all right. And them niggas, they was
stay
like
a little bit longer.
2 hours.
hang
They
around.
was like, a good hour and a half, 2 hours late. And I was like, all right, like, they're smart. But how is it that the Hip Hop Savior got pulled off of iTunes? Because you got to keep in mind, like I said, that weekend or the week it is, the Jeezy was supposed to release.
Jeezy, Lil Wayne.
Right. And it was like a mixtape possibly of Drake.
Yeah,
and
Drake,
they
yeah.
pushed Stack before then. And the numbers was crazy. That first 24 hours, shout out to Sky Zoo, because he was screenshot. He like, yo, look at these fucking numbers.
Yeah.
So why is it that it got pulled down?
Well, I'm gonna keep it 100. This is how Stack operated with his music career. He felt when him and the Riot Squad do mixtapes, they have it. They want to wait to a certain time. He like, I got the product. It's hot. We're going our streets and we're gonna put it out. Why I'm holding good product for what?
For the bars get old.
So I had that same mindset. I got the product. Let's put it out. At that time, his management, who he had, who I had put together for him, had a couple of situations. Basically, everybody was in jail. So I'm like, I got the product. It's hot. I'm putting it out.
Right.
And I did it. And I knew there would be consequences, but I was willing to accept it because, in the day, my brother not here, and he the one who supposed to reap the benefits. It wasn't never about no money, but I'm like, his fans deserve this project.
This
Facts.
project, right?
And it's so funny because me and Frank, we done ran into each other a million times.
Right.
But the last time it is that we ran into each other is like, all right, Stack on. Cool. We gonna see what it is we gonna do.
Right.
And we've been working off that same energy for since then. It's like, I'm like the dot connected. He like, Sophy, I got this plan. Okay, this is what it is. And then I'm like, I'm going to slide in niggas' DM. They going to reply back to me. They not going to reply back to you. I got you. And that's always been our dynamics. So what it is that people also want to know about the whole, who was Stack actually signed to? Was he signed to Clue? Was he signed to Jim?
I'm going to break it down from the beginning.
Nobody.
Before The Desert Storm Dipset, Stack first deal actually was Lupe Fiasco. Well, first and 15th. He was about 20. Yeah, because he was attending York College, and he left York College because him and Lupe was both going to Atlantic for deals. They was both going for independent deals. But I forgot who the A&R was, told them, let's do a group. So they want him getting close. Not taking that deal, but Lupe like, I got my own situation in Chicago, come fuck with me. So Stack told his pops, him and his pops flew out there. Stack pops met Lupe manager. I forgot his name, but he was a big dude out there in Chicago. They worked it out, and Stack wound up spending a month in Chicago. Stack pops still running around. He wound up leaving Stack out there for like 2 weeks. They got Stack to sign a contract. So Stack wound up signing a contract. So he come back, he like, what the hell you do? So Stack Pops went, flipped, got him out the contract. Stack guys wound up coming back to New York. Came back to New York, still running around. That's when him and Bino was running around still. So Bino introduced him to Mike Doc, and that's how they formed the Riot Squad. Then he formed the Riot Squad. They were performing in a recording in some basement in Bayswater. And that's when somebody there had introduced them to Desert Storm. He signed Desert Storm for a year. And the deal consisted of them finding distribution. If not distribution, then they let him out of contract. So he did sign a deal with that, and he got out that deal. Stat Manager at the time had introduced him. I had G-Stat to take a meeting, said it was somebody else. The meeting was actually with Jim Jones. Stack didn't know. Stack, he fucked with Dipset, but he didn't want to sign to Dipset.
Right, but like you guys, but niggas have to listen, because Stack light-skinned nigga with braids.
Yeah, so he didn't want to.
Jim, light-skinned nigga. You know how many times it is that he was in spots that like, that's Jim.
Right.
He's like,
Jim.
no. It's
so
a no.
He tricked him to go to the meeting. The meeting went well. Jim was following. Jim like, I know who you is. I heard of you. They had a run-in at the Chevy Lounge. We at the Chevy Lounge with our minks. Jim 100 deep. Like, who the fuck is this nigga with this blow-ass mink on? I fuck with him. He a young nigga, he out here. So he remember Stack from that. So he told him, come to the studio. Stack went to the studio. They recorded a song, him and Max. And Jim was like, come fuck with me. Stack like, all right, the flow was good, the energy was good. But it was never a contract involved. It was like, fuck with me, I'm get the situation, we break bread then. He was never signed to Dipset, Jim, Byrd Green. But Byrd Green, he just fucked with them.
No,
and
it wasn't
like,
Steve Rifkin throwing something at him?
It was a bunch of people throwing stuff at him, but there was never no
contract. He never got official paperwork, but Steve Rifkin was throwing numbers at him. That Jim, there was a couple they was doing, but it wasn't the right number. Right.
Yeah, Stack could have been
Stack
had
wanted
a
that 50 deal.
He could have been had a bullshit
Of course
deal.
he could have. Of course
But he was
could've.
like, he knew his worth.
Right.
So he wasn't trying to just take anything.
Right.
And he understand with time, you got to grind it out. So he was willing to grind out. And Jim was like, yo, fuck with me. Fuck with this Byrd Gang shit, and I got you. And that's how they got close.
Right.
Because Jim said he saw with him how he was when he was young.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Question.
Right.
So tell us something like funny that nobody knows about Stack. Like, got a good story for us?
Story. Squad up.
I want to hear
Alright,
something fun. I like to hear when them, even though they had like 2 fights in their whole friendship, I like to hear the fight stories. But go ahead, give us
You
something.
like drama. You don't even know.
You watch soap operas?
I do. He actually does.
You got him like that. That's the reason. That's
No, when I met him, he was watching Lifetime all by himself.
Ain't nothing wrong with Lifetime.
They got 3 plots.
Man, I used to watch Lifetime all the time with my grandmother.
See?
That was my shit.
Don't we hear an argument
My father
or a
watched
funny
Lifetime,
story?
man.
The argument was funny, but I want to hear something funny, some cool, uplifting about him.
His first, the first show, no, this was the second show.
They can hear that.
Right. Y'all over there wilding, bro.
Squad up.
No squad up.
I'm gonna say it 100 more times.
I'm pretty sure you are. Okay, go ahead.
So the second show I was in charge of when I was the road manager was in Canada with the artist Belly. This was before Belly got popping how he was. So my job was to book the show, get the money, get half the money up front, the other half we get there, get our plane tickets and hotels. He specifically told me, make sure it's American currency. Because Canadian got different shit. All right. So I speak to them. And they're like, all right, cool. They send the Western Union money, got that money, gave it to them.
Y'all heard Western Union, right?
Yeah, that's
Western Union. No cash app.
Throwback. Go and get the money from like CVS and shit.
Ain't no cash app.
Or check cashing places.
I got half the money. Thanks. The other half we got there. They booked the rooms. Did everything right. Like, all right, you doing good. Keep it up. So we get there. We do the show. Get a hotel. I know at the show, got a nice little joint. Little Chinese joint. Bagged her. Got her with me in the car.
Got a problem with
the hotel.
Women.
So I get the money.
Look like
Dude,
Chinese.
give me the money. I count it. No, I ain't even count it. I ain't gonna lie. I was open off the show. I ain't counting it. All I saw was a big ass and I'm like, all right, we good. Put it in my pocket. We get to the room. Like, here, G's. Hey, man, what the fuck is this? It's the rest of the money. This shit like Monopoly money, my nigga. I'm like, it's money we could take at the airport.
You can exchange
like,
it.
I specifically told you, we need American, like, we cannot
currency.
get that money. I'm like,
the American dollar's worth more.
Yeah.
So if they pay you $100 in Canadian money,
but I
that's
didn't
like
know that.
$70 in
But I didn't know that.
American money. Yeah.
I'm just like, we good.
My nigga had Monopoly money.
Yeah, he like, yo, this shit
different
like
colors and
Monopoly money.
shit.
This nigga looked at me, he like, son, this shit come out, your cut. I'm like, yo, mind you, the bitch I got looking at him because like, he the star. So I'm looking like, bitch,
you owe though.
Right. So Bino laughing.
Right, you owed him.
So Bino laughing because Bino in back of him laughing. Anybody know Bino? He a funny nigga. He laughing. So I'm like, all right, man. Second him, he like, geez, I ain't gonna touch you, but it's on tour. We gotta be on your P's and Q's. I'm like, all right. So I go to get Bino in the room. I come back. Shorty got her clothes off in the room.
You owe, nigga. That's your cut.
So I'm like, oh shit.
That's your cut.
Word.
She was fine, right? She was fine while she was there.
Yo, I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, and we had the room, the door to connect, the joint rooms. I should go in there and fuck this shit up. Like, we gonna jump this bitch. Fuck that. We all fucking up.
No.
That's right.
And Brian was like, son, we in Canada. We going to jail. Like,
Right. They don't play with that shit.
Yo, and it's like, if it is a shoe new stack, for the most part, everyone it is that I've run into, as MA, you go into stories, everyone know a good story about Stack.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Solid nigga that wants to see his hood come up. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Wouldn't charge a nigga like you from far right. Like when I did a podcast some weeks ago, and it was from the north side. He like, yeah, I did some shit with Stack. He wouldn't even charge me. Yeah. He just wants to see everybody rock off. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of, as it is that you went, it's a lot of funny Stack story. I was like, people it is that I be going at, and these are people that I don't even know that they know the nigga. But they be having Stack stories. So I'm out with somebody like good 3-4 weeks ago. He like, yo, I think he's one of these socialite, like one of those club people. He like, yo, I'm at the door. This dude coming, light-skinned nigga with braids. He like, yo, I'm here. I got 4 of my dudes. I'm Stack Bundles. You gonna let me get in, right? And me and my peoples. He's like, yo, who? He's like, I'm Stack Bundles. Like, you don't know who it is that I am? He like, no, I don't know. I don't listen. He like, I'm on all the Clue mixtapes. I'm dealing with Jim. He like, who? You who? So people were giving Stack dap as it is that they were going in. They was like, what else, Stack Bundles? He like, see? I'm Stack Bundles. So he's like, he's there with 4 other dudes. And I told him the door price. And he's like, nah, because I'm Stack Bundles. Like, you don't understand. You see everybody here getting me dap. He's like, all right, fine. You could get him for free. I'm going to charge these other people this low amount. all right, fine, y'all could go in. He said the amount of money that he pulled out of his pocket, and he's like, here, all right, fine. He's like, yo, you're giving me a hard time for this charge,
That's
and
not the
here
point.
you are charging me all this shit. I had some other dude, he like, yo, I'm in the club, I'm this, whatever, people throwing singles and shit like that. He like, a big wad of money just hit me. He said, look up to the balcony. It's fucking stacked. I'm like...
It wouldn't be right though.
Yes.
Anybody who knows Stack was a Jew. He was cheap. Everyone would say, I don't got no money. When you go in that little, if you look at any picture, he had a little chain hanging in his pocket. Yeah. That was his wallet. He was obsessed with, that's when the new hundreds came out. He was obsessed with them hundreds. So he would try to collect the
He
hundreds.
loved the blue faces.
And keep them in his wallet, would not spend them shits. Only place I got his money was Vinny's.
So before this, if we get up out of here, you know what I mean? We don't want to do a different tone. But people got to like Google it, like put it on YouTube, it's Stack. But before the day it is that he passed, Frank, I know you was with him. Give us a play-by-play what was actually happening on that day before it is that he passed away.
A lot of people don't know this story, the real story. So Stack supposed to have been in Atlanta. Rich boy ex-manager he had met, and she wanted him to fuck with her out there in Atlanta. Said, come fuck with me for the summertime. I guarantee you, your career can change. So he like, all right, cool. Stack being Stack, had a little PYT at the time, and
Y'all niggas.
at that time, that was prom time. So my brother had graduated, so I took my brother and them to the city, to a club, and they had a party. Stack put a wild drunk with shorty in the middle of the street. To my that's my family. Guys in the club, we showed out. Then he's supposed to left that morning to go to Atlanta. He missed the flight. So he was drunk, had a hangover. I go to the crib to pick him up. He in the crib, butt ass nigga with shorty. Like, son, I
don't
fucked up.
understand. MA used to get smacked his hand, but he was functioning. Like morning time, he was like still able to go to work and
Right.
do the regular
I
stuff.
had to. I had to do what I had to do.
That was your part. You had to play your
people
part.
are able to balance and be able to go out, party.
But he was the artist. He was doing what he was
wake up
supposed
on
to do.
Monday
That's what the
morning
artist do.
because you have to. You have.
I
That's
had
how
to.
you get your bread. So I'm the same way.
But
I
at
get up
that
Monday and
time,
go
I
to
ain't
work.
gonna front,
Right.
I wasn't working, but
Right.
I was working. So
You were doing
But Stack was
you-
doing what artists do.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you being the
Of
manager, you
course.
do
I
what
had
you
to-
do.
I had to-
He didn't have to have the balance.
Right. He like that guy in there.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
sleeping till 12. I don't care. I
So,
missed the flight. Oh
he
well.
missed the
Right.
flight.
And they gonna work it out.
And it's crazy because at that time, we had like 3 raids, so shit was getting crazy in the hood. So shit was getting tight. He saw the future he liked, son, and I was fighting the case at that moment. So I was about to go sit down for a second. So he like, yo, I need some money, and he was like, yo, we could go down North Carolina with mama, and she gonna hold us down. He like, nigga, you stay out of trouble your whole life, so you can't settle for 5 years. I said, Stack, you want me to go to North Carolina to hustle for 5 years? Why, you out here fucking touring the world? Hell no. He like, nigga, I'm coming with you. I could easily travel back and forth. So you're not gonna stop rapping to come with me to go set up shop in North Carolina. We're not doing that. So we had an argument about that. He wound up hitting Jim, telling Jim what's going on. And this part of the room was the truth. He probably got up with Jim. Jim supposed to hit him over something. And Jim had a what's that shit that was New Jack City? The Jeep with the Wrangler?
Yeah, Wrangler with
Yeah.
the top off,
Yeah.
the whole section. and shit.
Stack told him, like, let me
Doors
get that.
off,
So Jim was
all
going to give him that and give him a couple dollars. Jim didn't know what to do with that money, though, but we didn't get right. So that's what he's supposed to have did before he went to Atlanta.
Okay. So what it is, as it is with closing, they thought it is a Stack was broke. It was a couple interviews, and they said that he had no money, just paying like
Yeah,
$100.
can we clear up some
I'm
of these?
clear it
Let's
up
just-
right
let's
now.
just-
Because that's
let's
the
just-
that
Stack
Yeah.
was never broke. First of all, he was a Jew.
he never got paid $100 for a show.
It was never no $150.
Stack
no
didn't have paper
It
with
wasn't
Jim,
no
so
fresh
there was
fry.
no.
Yes.
Never seen on because he passed away. It wasn't that like Instagram, but it was still Twitter.
Right.
You ain't see nobody on there begging for nobody
See,
money.
MySpace.
Look,
Right.
you see,
It was
Jaja, Jim owned her. Jim owned Max B. There was paperwork there. That was
Right.
that was his work.
Right.
So he he paid for what they needed, their amenities, and then whatever was left is what they got for the shows. They got paid $1,000 for the show, but people don't understand. You're an artist.
You gotta break it down.
Yo, people don't understand. Like, if you getting $1,000 for a show, like if I get booked to go do something in Atlanta, right? They're gonna give me $2,500. All right, cool. I gotta buy my flight, buy my hotel, buy my food, buy my outfit. I gotta do some promo. Like that's shit you gotta do. That.
Right.
So when you're signed to a label,
unless
and you're
negotiated,
right. So when you're signed to a label and you're an artist, they do these things for you and send you the bill.
Yes.
So if you technically, if your gross income, right, is what they're giving you, what you take home is not the same.
Right.
Like, you don't net the same.
I seen that my whole life. My father, he does shows. Sometimes they say, all right, you got to go to the club. Like, we got a promo.
Right.
He ain't going to none of them shit. He like, listen, give me my cut. I'm going to my hotel. And that's it. Yeah, but it's a lot.
But
$100 a show
everybody
thing.
don't
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
really.
but everybody don't know the dynamic of Stack and Jim relationship.
Right.
So they don't know if he was signed or not.
Right.
Just because he's there and y'all are, that doesn't mean he was.
Right.
Jim treated Stack like a brother.
Right.
So, and one thing about Stack, he was independent.
Right.
So half the time, he won't even want money or if he bring him in, buying on, and for other niggas from the hood from the show, we booking our own room.
Right.
We not going on Jim Merritt.
Right.
Because Stack understood this is my people.
Right. And,
Right.
and
My
this
responsibility.
this is what people are starting to do now. Like I said, Stack Bundles passed away 2007. You feel what I'm saying? He was making it happen by himself without a label backing him. What niggas is doing now. Right? So it was certain things. If you look at his mixtapes and stuff, and he went,
That
it's a
was
whole
out
bunch
the
of goofy
pocket.
stuff with Desert Storm, but you would see him say his number.
Right.
Holla at me directly.
Right.
Let me get the money. Because it is when you're dealing at an upper echelon of niggas, they like you tell somebody 5,000, they're gonna be like, hell no, because they're dealing with artists that making 40, 50, 60. Him being him, and he right there. What is he at? Give me that 10.
Right.
And people are
I'm
like
good with
doing
that.
that now. So you know what I mean?
It's a
That's
hustle.
the thing. Stack was one of the first ones that would be like, all right, five bands, I'll fuck with you. I do it.
Right.
When somebody else may charge 20.
Right.
Stack
If you
like, I
come through,
understand the
if you
come
have
up.
this label or
Right.
whoever's co-signing you, he will come to you directly. You in your
Exactly.
hand 5.
Right.
But you got this person behind you. They're going to take 7.
Exactly.
You're only going to get 3.
Right.
But here it is that we are.
But you're
And
making
that's-
the play.
and that's when he said in his rhyme, small profit, quick return.
Right.
That's how he grew up.
Right.
Know what I mean? That was his thought process. Some people say it's a downfall,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a downfall because that's how he operates.
Absolutely.
He operates how he operates in the streets.
Listen,
This is what people's doing now.
Right.
But
Direct
the
to
game is
consumer.
different because we got social media, so they getting more money.
Right.
If Stack was alive
Right.
now, he would be killing them.
oh, forget
with
it.
that same thought process.
Yeah.
Forget it.
But
Because
imagine, you know what it is?
Legends
It was
never
like
die. Let's just start there. Legends
mixtape.
never die.
A mixtape bidding war. Could you imagine the bidding war that would have been going on right now for Stack? You shitting me? So
I
now,
think
if
that
it is,
Stack would have been past all that. I think he would have been. He already be solidified as one of the
Jim said
goats
it.
right
Jim
now.
said it. Stack
He'd
would have been up
be
there
right there
with
He'd be
Drake.
He's
Jim said
definitely
it.
already there.
Jim said it. Jim said
me.
Stack
Already
would have been with
there.
Drake.
Listen,
He's
Stack-
so
already
now
there.
we're talking about artists, right? So if it was 3 artists right now, Frank, and made what 3 artists right now collabo with Stack, who would it be? Let's go.
To be honest,
3.
J.
Need 3,
Cole,
right?
J. Cole.
because Stack would have fucked with J. Cole flow.
Who two?
See,
It could be like an old one.
Drake,
It don't have
Nicki
to be
Minaj.
old. It could
Oh,
be
a big. Listen, yeah, Drake and Nicki Minaj, a
Drake,
Big
Nicki
Sean,
Minaj,
a Big
Big
Sean
Sean.
record.
we say 3 because
Eminem.
His bars
will fuck
is
with
up there
the
with
underground
I would have wanted to
upper
see
coming.
Stack
Eminem
and
or
Jay.
anybody,
I would have
yeah.
wanted to see a Stack and Jay record.
Yeah,
Kidding me?
that was
yeah.
one of his
That's his dream
goals.
collab.
One of his goals.
Yeah.
Right, and I know it is
kidding me?
for it is that even with
He the
Ether
body
and stuff
J.
like that, he was a
But
Queens person.
honestly, it would have been
Facts.
J. Cole, Nas, and Jay, because he wanted to do a track with Nas and Jay.
Who is it that you think that Stack would have did? 3.
Same thing. You know, I think he would have kept working with Lil Wayne. I think he'd done more stuff with Jim and Dipset. Obviously Jay, because that was his dream collab. I think a Beanie Siegel record.
Yeah,
you know,
I think he would have had another bitch out here on these bitches' neck.
Oh, he definitely
Right.
would.
Oh yeah.
Before he
Might have
passed,
been me.
He had Nicki
he was
before
getting
Cash
into,
Money.
He was on
into
another level.
ghostwriting. And he wanted to find.
But in case it is that you don't know, it is that like Nikki was around Riot Squad before Nikki was Nikki.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And not taking nothing away from Nikki is like she was just trying to put in herself a spot. Even she went over to Murder Inc. also, and it didn't work for them, but it worked for Young Money. So she went to Stack first, and then she went over to Murder Inc. because I used to be in the studio and Earth was there. And she was there and she spit her shit, and then she ended up at Lil Wayne and it worked for her for Lil Wayne.
Yeah. She made it to Atlanta. Then she made it to Atlanta and Gucci Man.
Stack was fucking
Gucci Man kept her.
Carved her lane out.
He never fucked Nikki. It was just straight business.
Wait, there's a rumor that Stack wrote a record for Lil' Kim.
Yeah, he did.
And there's a reference track out there somewhere.
It is.
That if she dropped it right now, would be a smash.
She never got it.
She never got it, right? The producer, and I've reached out to the producer already. He don't have it anymore.
Never got it.
He never.
That's why they said that like Stack wrote for Diddy. Like for that balling, like if you pay attention to what niggas say and like their whole shit,
the whole swag
like,
was Stack.
Fuck it is nothing. I'm still spending Desert Storm money.
Yeah.
Fuck it is nothing. I'm still spending Benjamin money.
Right.
So he listen. He could have been penning away.
He learned that
he would have made more money free ghostwriting, honestly.
He kind of got frustrated towards 07 of May.
May 07?
Yeah, May 07. He's like, there's a lot of money in this ghostwriting shit. I'm about to fall back and get his ghostwriting shit and then up my price on labels.
Right, that's what you do.
So he started, and then he wrote the Lil' Kim record. He wrote a couple other records. And that's where he was going.
Listen, legends never die,
when Drake came in the game, now people hate on Drake. My man is a genius, right? You can't, anything he touch turns to gold. And if numbers don't lie, you can't say, he's whack, he's corny, he's gay, he's this, that.
I love Drake.
Bro, cut it out, man. The dude is nice, bro.
He won decade Artist of the Decade.
When he came up, right? Artist of the Decade.
Artist of the fucking decade.
When he came up, he came in the game writing for people. All Lil Wayne's work before Drake is that's Drake.
Yeah.
I'm single. That's Drake.
I know, but you know what else? I ain't even gonna hold you. It's Drake and what's the name too? J Mills.
Yes.
He's
J.
another
Mills.
one. It is that was a artist that actually writing for people. It's like those people that's just minding their business. So when it is that you're an artist, you gotta just understand: are you gonna mind your business just for the money aspect of it, or you want to do it?
Right.
So now here it is that we are.
Doom, doom, doom.
Doom, doom, doom. We got it for you, sir. Is there a Stack Bundles album in the works? No, I don't want you to you got to understand how much this means, because a lot of people are going to be like, we don't want to hear about it might, it could, possibly, maybe.
We don't like great. Let us in podcast. We don't do great.
I'm going to keep it 100% real. I don't have an answer for that because I've put so many plays and MA knows I've put so much paperwork on the table for them.
That's me. You see that? You see that? That's me.
I really did, because I was going home for a minute, and it was you, and then you got the Stack Bundles coma. And then here I come, like, let me take it over, let me run with it for a little while, right?
But
so
you did
I'm
it
doing
good.
what you was doing.
Right, but you did it good.
I had social media. It was
Right, I know, but you did it good. So if somebody was going to be a goofy person, I would have been like, bro, where this person at? But you did it good.
Look, listen, let me tell you something. I'm a whole artist out here myself. You don't know that. Why? Because I'm not on the Stack page trying to push me. It's not about me. I could do that. It's famous people in my fucking inbox that I could be soliciting my music to.
Right.
And I don't do that because I would feel like I'm disrespecting Stack by doing that. It's not about, I keep the shit separated.
Right.
I keep it separated. That's not, he knows.
Caliber of a man. I respect that.
I don't need that because I believe in what I'm doing.
That's why I even sanctioned him even doing the page, because he never did that. But at the end of the day, no, there's not a project in the making. But we always, we're not going to stop. We're always trying to get it happen.
There's always conversations.
There is still music.
Yes.
There is still music. there's been talks about documentaries and movies and stuff like that.
Let's speak it.
So
everything in
we're
existence.
just hoping that everybody
I
can
want
get
all of that.
Squad the fuck up. Squad the fuck up. We getting all of that in the
Right. So this is the part of the show where we like to do our nightcap, which is the wrap up. So, quick wrap it up. I'll get mine out the way. Y'all mentioned earlier about putting together the hip hop savior, and we were dealing with each other at that time, and I watched how a lot of just nasty shit went on behind the scenes, but nobody saw the bigger picture. Everybody saw money, but none of that was about the money. And I liked how I watched you communicate with his grandmother, who you got the blessing from. His grandmother and his moms were still alive at that time. So they were both okay with that. So, you know, my whole takeaway is whoever's involved, all that other crazy shit, just allow the music to live, because at the end of the day, that's all the fans care about is the music.
Can I chime in real quick?
That's all I got.
Look,
This is your nightcap.
It's your nightcap.
I'm gonna say this. The music, all right. The music is from 2007. I'm not gonna sit here and tell people that the music is outstanding, great, all of it. It's from 2007. Me, I appreciate it because I'm from that era.
And that's what it's for.
Right, and that's what it's for. We're not trying to get the
fans.
18-year-old. We don't need new fans.
He
we
got
need,
a fan base.
We need to feed the fan base that
Right.
we have. It's a cult following. He says it.
Right.
It's a cult following. So, but they're so hell-bent on trying to acquire more that they don't see what they have right in front of them, that dropping the music that's still there is going to bring the brand up and open up new doors for movies, for documentaries, for people to continue to talk about them, to keep the legacy going. The music is just a vessel to take you where you're trying to go with the music. Just drop the music and let it do the work.
As long as I'm still around, I'm going to always support anybody. I could clear the air on this. There's no bad blood between the Stack camp. Everybody's in talking. Everybody's exchanging numbers. Everybody's talking. Hopefully, within the next year, till we make it happen.
And for me, 2 years is too much. You feel what I'm saying? Like it is that you'll say the capsule of it all. Stack rapped about shit that's happening now. You feel what I'm saying? So like a time capsule is like, this is whatever, that's what it is that he's here now. The labels it is that he spoke about, how it is that he dressed, his cars, this is what's happening now in 2021. And even if it is what you do like a Biggie, you do a Tupac, and they was just so far gone off of their life, they're going to fucking do some shit. And like people don't want to put Stack up there with your Biggies and your Tupac.
He should be.
Actually go on to YouTube, actually do the Stack, and yo, he used to see
Conspiracy theories and all that shit.
It's the same thing.
No, we can't do a conspiracy theory because you're going to be a part of the conspiracy theory. We don't want to do conspiracy.
No, I'm just saying those are what's online.
But like I said, you have to understand he is a person. I am one of those people that I was looking at the shit at a particular time, like, yo, what it is that he said, or whoever does around, he's like, yo, Sophie, what the design of this is you have the atrium. And so niggas don't know about the atrium. Niggas don't know about Vinny's. Niggas is just tapping into this shit.
Let me tell you.
Wearing the Paulies hoodies now.
We have
now
the two-tone
tapping in the
BMW.
Paulies hoodies.
Niggas don't know about
I come from the era where I was one of the little niggas looking up the Stack bundles. You understand what I'm saying? I have friends who, down to the way they speak, okay? Down to they swag, down to his bop. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Stack Bundles. Stack Bundles is a life legend. He's a legend.
You would know Stack from a block away. Like,
hell fucking yeah. It's that bop. It's that certain bop. And when that nigga flares hair, I don't care what any artist that's watching this, let me tell you this. When it come down to Max B, when it come down to Stack, when it come down to Jim Jones and all of that, he cultivated that culture, and you're gonna put some respect on his name when it comes down to it. Okay, you're gonna put some respect on his name.
With that being said, give me a squad up, okay?
Squad up.
See, we up out of here. We about to leave up out of here.
Black Bundles, legends never die.
Legends never die. I want to say one more. Yeah, one more real quick thing. They say in Mexican culture, they say that everybody has 3 deaths. Mm-hmm. So the first death is when your soul leaves your body. And the second death is when your body is consigned to the grave. Mm-hmm. And then the third death is when your name is spoken for the last time. Mm. So with that being said, my nightcap is that Stack will never die.
Never.
As long as people are still talking about him and speaking on his name. So
yeah,
and like I said, we could
Bundles.
Rest in peace, Stack Bundles. Let's get one more drinking. Squad up. Listen, this is all for you, baby boy.
I see everybody's eyes. That squad up here.
Getting low, exactly. Yeah. That's why we're gonna go ahead and dash out of here.
You have your own eyes, and Brittany, y'all have your own eyes.
I have my own situation, but. Let's go ahead and get out of here. We thank y'all for watching and listening, and we will see y'all next week on another episode of
Let Us Sip.
Thank you for listening to Let Us Sip. Please remember to subscribe wherever you get your podcast from. And if you like what you heard, leave us a comment. If you feel like we can do better, leave us a comment too. But be respectful. We read everything and only want to grow. So thanks again for your love and support, and we will see you next week.